Robert Robinson had a rough beginning. His father died when he was young, and his mother, unable to control him, sent him to London to learn barbering. What he learned instead was drinking, gambling, and gang life. When he was 17, he and his friends went to visit a fortune teller. Relaxed by alcohol, they laughed as she tried to tell their futures. But something about that encounter bothered Robert, and that evening he suggested they attend the evangelistic meetings of George Whitefield. At that time, Whitefield was the Billy Graham of England, and many claimed him to be the most famous religious figure of the 18th century. He drew crowds of up to 20,000 people. With no modern sound systems to speak to the large crowds, God gave him a powerful voice that was part foghorn and part violin. Robert and his buddies stood silently as Whitefield preached that night from Matthew 3:7. But when he saw many of the Pharisees and Sadducees coming to his baptism, he said to them, "Brood of vipers, who warned you to flee from the wrath to come?" Bursting into tears, Whitefield exclaimed, "Oh, my hearers, there is a judgment to come. A terrible wrath is coming, so come to Jesus and do it now." Robert immediately sobered up and sensed Whitefield was preaching directly to him. The preacher's words haunted him for nearly 3 years until December 10, 1755, when he gave his life to Christ. Soon after his conversion, he entered the ministry. 3 years later, at age 23, while serving in Norfolk, England, he wrote a hymn for his sermon on Pentecost Sunday. It was a prayer asking the Holy Spirit to flood our hearts with streams of mercy so that we might sing God's praises and remain faithful to Him. "Come, thou fount of every blessing" has been a favorite of the church since that day. Robert served faithfully until the Lord took him home, June 8, 1790. I find it amazing that this rebel of Christ turned servant of Christ wrote a hymn giving us the secret to finding joy and fulfillment in life. I hope that you will take a few moments to offer this hymn as a personal prayer, especially remembering these key words. "Let thy grace, Lord, like a fetter bind my wondering heart to thee. Prone to wonder, Lord, I feel it, prone to leave the God I love. Here's my heart, Lord, take and seal it for thy courts above."